2020. Police say they have a suspect in custody for that Christmas package bomb. The St. Cloud School Board says no to creationism in the public schools. We'll have a debate on that.
Advertising aimed at vehicles on the road is becoming distinctly highbrow. We'll explain why. And we'll take you to the annual office party billed as the world's largest. We'll have these stories and a lot more next on the Eyewitness News Update.
Why you bother me, boy? Are you crazy?
I'm a chicken hawk and you're a chicken. Are you coming quietly or do I have to mush you up?
You're going at it all wrong, son. You gotta go to Kentucky Fried Chicken if you want to catch America's favorite chicken. It's a great place to get a great meal. No one makes tender, juicy chicken like the Colonel. It's finger-licking good. Here, son, let me give you a lift.
We do chicken right. It's coming. Here, there, everywhere. Introducing KBC Videos. Just see what's to see on KBC. Film classics, exercise and fitness, information videos, how-tos, stories for kids. Something for everyone. VCRs never had so much fun. See what's to see with KBC. Look for KBC Videos. Here, there, everywhere. Live from Minnesota's news channel, KSTP Channel 5, Stan Turner, Ruth Spencer, Dave Dahl, and Joe Schmidt bring you the Eyewitness News Update.
Good evening, everyone. Minneapolis police now have a suspect in the bomb delivered to an apartment on Monday night.
It exploded in a box of apples, but nobody was hurt. Mike Binkley joins us now from the newsroom with details on this arrest. Mike?
Stan and Ruth, indications are tonight that it was a Bloomington woman who was arrested, though police won't confirm or deny that. They arrested the suspect late this evening, just as federal agents in Washington were calling back with more information about the bomb. It was delivered to a South Minneapolis woman's apartment Monday night in a box of apples designed to look like a Christmas gift. A guest inside the apartment, though, became suspicious and threw the box out the door just seconds before it blew up. Tonight, police revealed that whoever set off the bomb must have been watching nearby because it went off by remote control. Federal bomb experts confirmed that today, and that is a rare occurrence here in the Midwest.
When you're talking radio-controlled device, you're talking somewhat sophisticated electronics, at least with regards to the makers. Not everyone has the capability electronics-wise to make devices.
Now, police won't reveal much yet about the suspect, except to say that he or she was arrested at a home in Bloomington just before 5:30 this evening, and that formal charges could come tomorrow morning.
The suspect was arrested on charge of probable cause murder, attempted murder, and the case will be taken to the county attorney tomorrow.
The woman who was targeted in the attempted bombing, Mary Kindle, has been described as being in hiding for the last few days. Police aren't ready yet to discuss a motive. Stan and Ruth?
Mike, any other arrest possibilities? Did she act alone, do they think?
They aren't saying yet, but they say there is a possibility that more people will be arrested, yes.
Mike, any indication that the suspect knew the targeted woman?
Again, they aren't ready to discuss a motive or any relationship to the target yet.
All right. Thanks, Mike. In other matters here, a St. Cloud public school teacher lost one round today in his battle to teach creationism in his 10th grade class, his biology students there. Randy Hedke plans to submit his curriculum proposal in January, but as Frank Mann found out, his biblical teachings are over.
Because of constitutional questions, the St. Cloud School Board put an end to its teaching of creationism, cutting short a controversy that could have evolved into a major court case.
I would like to see my curriculum submitted to a court of law and have them decide if it is constitutional or not. If they say it is unconstitutional, then I would quit teaching.
For 17 years, biology teacher Randy Hedke included in his teachings of evolution a creationist theory, a belief that life began by supernatural means. In all those years, he says, only 2 parents complained. In fact, the issue was largely ignored until a new superintendent was hired. But today, when the school board met to approve a curriculum minus creationism, the vote was unanimous, despite the objections of several students and parents who afterwards protested.
But when we go to school, all we're learning about is evolution. Yeah, how can we find out about creation if there are many students who are never going to learn about it?
It has no place in the science classroom. It is above that.
The school district has a policy of promoting academic freedom, analysis, synthesis of information, and they are not providing that.
Apparently, the issue is whether religion belongs in a science class. According to one local priest, it doesn't.
I don't think science can deal with creation. It can deal with origins from a certain point, but it can never deal with the concept of creation.
Others say students are being deprived of all points of view.
And it would be wrong for us not to allow these students to be presented both sides of the alternative.
Though creationism is officially out of the school board curriculum for this year, there is still time to bring it back for next year. Mr. Hedke brings his proposal before the school board in January. Frank Mann, Channel 5 Eyewitness News, St. Cloud.
It will be several days yet before we'll know who won a race for Congress in Minnesota's 7th Congressional District. DFLer Colin Peterson, OIR and Congressman, that is, Arlen Stanglin. In court today, District Judge Keith Davison began the lengthy process of ruling on the validity of individual voting ballots. An attorney says that Peterson is nearing the possibility of losing out to Stanglin. Well, poverty in Minnesota is now said to have reached crisis proportions.
Yes, that is the conclusion of a report from the Governor's Commission on Poverty. Members found that the number of poor Minnesotans jumped 100,000 in the last 7 years. It's recommending programs that would cost $190 million to help the poor in jobs, health, child care, and nutrition. But state budget problems will likely make that impossible. Governor Perpich may go to court to stop Minnesota National Guardsmen from training in Central America. Dave Andrews reports tonight that pressure mounted from several directions today in opposition to the Guard training scheduled to begin early January.
Following a meeting with groups opposed to U.S. military involvement in Central America, Governor Perpich's press secretary announced Perpich may fight in court the federal law that has taken away his veto power over Guard assignments.
He will be seeking support of other states for a legal challenge to the new federal law, which says that governors cannot disapprove Pentagon assignments for National Guard units.
Minnesota Attorney General Skip Humphrey, in an opinion release today, said the law may be unconstitutional. If the governor decides to challenge it, Humphrey will go to court, possibly to seek an injunction barring the deployment of Guard troops to Central America. Several state lawmakers and Twin Cities politicians today urged Perpich to do just that.
And just come back from there. I think it's a situation where we really we don't want to be intimately involved in, as has been stated, an undeclared war in an area that's enduring a great deal of pain and suffering. So,
the Minnesota National Guard says its planned training in Central America is similar to exercises it's been conducting in that part of the world for the last several years, and it will in no way be related to the conflict between the Contras and the Sandinista government in Nicaragua. But Governor Perpich says he simply does not trust the Pentagon, which will be coordinating the training, and now he may go to court to keep the Minnesota troops at home. In St. Paul, I'm Dave Andrews for the Eyewitness News Update.
And unless that mission is scrubbed, about 90 Minnesota Guardsmen will be going to Central America in January. The Wisconsin mercenary freed yesterday in Nicaragua is now well away from Central America.
Yes, Eugene Hasenfuss is just about to land in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where he'll be met by his family from Marinette, Wisconsin. About an hour ago, he stopped over in Detroit briefly on his way back after spending 2 months as a captive in Nicaragua. Earlier, he and his wife flew into Miami from Guatemala, where they spent last night, his first night of freedom since his capture by the Nicaraguans 2 months ago. They gave him 30 years in prison for running guns to Contra rebels, but a pardon yesterday brought him sudden liberty.
Right now, I am just looking for some time on these special holidays that I was allowed, and thank God that I was able to be freed and come home to spend with my family. And I'm looking for a little private time with them, and so another time when I'll be able to speak to you all again at a different time.
Hasenfuss says he thinks Nicaragua freedom as a Christmas gesture, but he refuses to say what he now thinks about the Sandinistas. Ruth?
The Senate Intelligence Committee tonight finished hearings into the diversion of Iranian arms sale profits to Contra rebels. Former National Security Advisor Robert McFarlane was the last witness before that committee. President Reagan is asking for a detailed report of what the committee learned in its 3 weeks of hearings. Chairman Dave Durenberger of Minnesota says that he thinks that the ultimate responsibility does lie with the president. The man taking White House blame for Contra aid diversion is former National Security aide Oliver North, and he still won't talk about his role in that affair, but he told reporters this morning he's bitter about his firing and about his abandonment by former friends and colleagues. He says he now places his trust in, quote, his family and his God. CIA Director William Casey is recovering from brain surgery tonight after removal of a malignant brain tumor. Yesterday, he was hospitalized after suffering seizures. He is now in stable condition, and doctors say he should be able to resume a normal life.
560 Americans, many of them children, have died over the last 4 years in accidents involving three-wheel or four-wheel all-terrain vehicles. The Consumer Product Safety Commission today called this the most serious problem it has ever faced. It urged manufacturers to stop marketing those vehicles to children under 12. It also called for better training for beginning riders and possible new helmet laws. Well, one St. Paul dealer tonight said most of the accidents happen when riders ignore the safety information they are given.
You can tell the people how to ride them safely and everything, but once they get out there, they're probably going to ride them the way they want to.
Well, companies like Honda have started producing more safety pamphlets and videotapes showing how the vehicles can be operated safely. The Voyager fuel-efficient plane is now about halfway around the world in its effort to circle the globe on a single tank of gasoline. It's already broken its own record for distance without refueling. It's now nearing Africa at last report. Well, a lot of nature's fuel is heating the island of Hawaii. Fuel from Mount Kilauea. Lava from the volcano crossed a road threatening about 50 homes, forcing those residents out. And there's a new theory, this is really startling, on who posed for the famous work, the Mona Lisa.
That's a good story. And art of that kind is finding its way onto Twin Cities billboards. We'll have both of those stories next and more. Stay tuned.
At Super America, the bakery goods are always fresh. They come piping hot from Supermom's kitchen directly to our shelves early each morning. Over 100 varieties in all, but they don't last long. That's because whatever is left on our shelves after 24 hours is immediately replaced. So come to Super America, where the bakery is always fresh.
Your Norwest banks wish you holidays filled with magic and wonder and peace.
Thanks, Aunt Martha. Nope, not believable. Try. Thanks. Joe, pretend she just gave you a sundae. But she gives me stuff like this. Try again. Hey, kids, look who's here. Thank you, Aunt Martha.
You're welcome.
This Christmas, give something kids love. McDonald's gift certificates, just 50 cents each or 10 for $5.
It is a sundae.
It's a good time for the great taste.
Say thank you.
Of McDonald's.
I forgot.
A computer researcher believes that she has found the answer to a question that art historians have pondered for centuries. who posed for the famous Mona Lisa painting by Leonardo da Vinci. The answer, says researcher Lillian Schwartz, is the artist himself. According to an article in Arts and Antiques magazine, Schwartz used a computer to juxtapose the Mona Lisa with a chalk self-portrait of da Vinci, and she found that the eyes, hairline, cheeks, and nose are identical. While many art experts are skeptical, the idea parallels with da Vinci's lifestyle. Da Vinci and his contemporaries liked to paint androgynous subjects. Well, the Minneapolis Institute of Art is using some of its masterpieces to draw more visitors.
It's all part of an advertising campaign, and as Catherine Smith reports, it's bringing fine art out on the streets.
Herman Krumpholz is working on a masterpiece, a giant one. This is one of 5 larger-than-life billboards designed to sell the Minneapolis Institute of Art. Roger Pickering is bringing 2 pieces of ancient Oriental art into the 20th century billboard style. He says this work is a challenge.
Some of the artwork, especially the artwork at the Institute, is something that's done and it's a lasting, lifetime sort of thing. Our outdoor advertising is not that way. But we try to create, according to our artwork, as close as we can.
Your own little masterpieces.
Well, if you want to put it that way.
At Nagley Advertising, the last step in creating art is putting it together in the right order. This is the real thing, a 17th century table, carved wood with gilt finish. The Minneapolis Institute of Art was the first in the country to make their pitch with advertising. Their ad budget isn't much, about $70,000. But with that, they're trying to bring art to the people, hoping people will want to see more.
Just the experience of looking at an exciting, colorful, splashy, bold billboard might tease them, coax them into the building to look at the other 79,000 works of art.
It may seem just a little strange to have a billboard in downtown Minneapolis selling health insurance or cigarettes one week and art the next week, but people at the Minneapolis Institute of Arts don't see it that way. There will be 5 giant art billboards in Minneapolis. If they tickle your curiosity or your humor, you can check out the real thing at the Institute of Art. For the Eyewitness News Update, I'm Catherine Smith.
And neighbors of the Cathedral of St. Paul will soon be hearing a new kind of art, a beautiful one. 5 new bronze bells are being installed in the south tower of the cathedral. They weigh a total of more than 17,000 pounds. They were cast in France, and church leaders hope they will be ringing for Christmas. They should be.
Yes, and the bells are ringing as well for the newest member of the Eyewitness News family. Reporter Kevyn Berger gave birth to a baby boy yesterday in St. Paul, as we reported yesterday. Little Ross Robert weighs in at 8 pounds and 4 ounces. This is Kevyn's first baby, obviously a resounding success, and we wish her and Ross Robert and new father Bobby all the best.
Yeah, we have some cake for him, too. He can gum that, can he?
Got an awful lot of cake back here. We'll show you later. Dave Dahl is here next with a local weather and a look at a rare astronomical event taking place right now.
Yep, and a bit later, another one-of-a-kind event just wrapping up in Minneapolis. Stay tuned.
Enjoy the holidays with Perkins Belgian waffles. They're music to your mouth. In the middle of this hectic, tiring Christmas shopping season, why not restore your holiday spirit and give yourself a present from Best Buy Superstores? Best Buy has beautiful Fisher audio and video systems that feature the latest hi-fi video recorders, stereo televisions, and compact disc players. Go ahead, satisfy yourself with a new Fisher system from Best Buy. You'll be in good company.
Rex Reed calls The Mosquito Coast one of the most important films of the year. Judith Crist says Harrison Ford is extraordinary. Pia Lindstrom of NBC TV calls it a tour de force for Harrison Ford, guaranteed to win him an Academy Award nomination. And Richard Friedman of Newhouse Newspaper says it's a blistering adventure movie. The Mosquito Coast, rated PG.
Starts tomorrow at a theater near you. Check your newspaper.
No one feeds a family like Super Value. This
week, get ready for holiday fun. Well, your favorite 9-inch Totino's Party Pizza is just 79 cents. Corn King Bacon is on sale, $1.29 a pound. And look for a great variety of festal vegetables in the 15 to 17-ounce can, sale priced at $3 for $1.
No one feeds a family like Super Value.
Oh, you cannot imagine the wonderful smells, the aroma, and the mouth-watering sights that Ruth and I experienced today. Earlier today on Eyewitness News Live at 5 and Eyewitness News at 6, we celebrated Minnesota from inside the state's largest bakery, McGlynn Bakeries in Eden Prairie. That's where the workers are rushing to complete a tall order for the holiday season. This year, they'll make 2 million cookies, 3,000 Christmas cakes, and 2,000 Yule logs. And as you might imagine, they are working around the clock to accomplish all that. And among those 3,000 Christmas cakes, one that they lavished upon the Eyewitness News team here. This is what's left of it. Just a...
Thanks, you two, for bringing this, by the way.
You said you wanted chocolate.
I didn't go out for supper. Yeah, chocolate.
All right,
Boy,
pal, it's all yours.
You said you wanted chocolate, and Joe Schmidt said he'd take anything.
And
so
he
that
took
fits the
half
bill.
of it. Yeah,
About 10 pounds left, kid. They'll take care of it.
That'll be great for dessert tonight. We had a real interesting sight. I hope you looked out through the windows there of the McGlynn Bakery, because there was a neat conjunction taking place. And thanks to a local amateur astronomer, Lauren Nelson, we got to use some of his equipment. And that included this look at Jupiter through his 10-inch telescope. And that is the main player in the conjunction that took place tonight. Mars came into play there and came within half a degree just to the northwest of the planet Jupiter, and we had perfectly clear skies. The satellite loop now for the last several hours has been showing mostly clear skies through the midsection of the country, the exception being a little area of cloudiness now developing across North Dakota and much of eastern Montana. And as those clouds thicken up a little bit, we may see a few of those filter in over the southern part of the state during the daytime hours tomorrow, so we'll probably call it just partly sunny skies by the afternoon. But currently outside at the airport right now, it's clear. Temperature at 30, dew point 27, 88% for the relative humidity, a southwest breeze now at 10, and the barometric pressure low but steady at 29.96 inches. Today's high temperature way up to 37, 11 above what it should be this time of the year. 25 this morning's low, and that is also 14 degrees above the average, and no snowfall today. We had those clouds early in the day, but then those clouds cleared out. And high temperatures around the country, pretty mild for the northern part of the U.S., but those 40-degree highs, which are mild up here, are a little bit cooler. As they drop down into Texas, that was cool down there because they had some clouds, even some snow across the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, but mostly pretty nice across the entire northern part of the country. Now, the forecast map for tomorrow looks a little bit different. We have a weak cool front slipping through the state, might produce those high, thin clouds in the afternoon, but temperatures still mild for this time of the year, right around freezing at 32. The real story is up in the northeast. A foot to 2 feet of snow could fall in portions of New England. If you are traveling into that part of the country, be prepared for major delays, and that also includes the central part of New York State. Out to the west of it, though, a large area of high pressure. That spells nice weather for the next several days. The forecast in detail, then, for the Twin Cities for tonight. Mostly clear. Lows tonight, 18 to 22, so cooling off a tad bit. Southwest breeze there. By the time you get up tomorrow morning, not bad. Mostly sunny skies and a temp right around 20. But then by the afternoon, those high, thin clouds move on in. Partly sunny, we're going to call it, 32 to 36. That's still nice for this time of the year. By Friday night into Saturday, partly cloudy, 12 to 15 for overnight lows, and on Saturday, still up there in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Looking ahead, if you want some hope for maybe a white Christmas, we're going to stick in the possibility of some snow there on Tuesday, and maybe even on Wednesday for Christmas Eve. 20s for lows and 30s for highs. This is so unusual to get this kind of weather this late in the year.
Very strange.
It is.
Get off the lawn chairs. Here we go.
Not that one.
No, not that. Okay, well, next up in sports here, the Gopher basketball team continues to go through some growing pains tonight at Williams Arena.
And the North Stars had Neil Broughton back in the lineup tonight in Toronto. And guess who was the star of the night? Joe Schmidt will have that story next in sports.
At Dairy Queen, an American original, our home-style double burger is on sale for just 99 cents, with not one, but two big patties that look, cook, and taste like homemade. Double thick, double juicy for just 99 cents.
Why, that's the biggest double burger for less than $1 I've ever seen.
The 99-cent home-style double burger sale at Dairy Queen, an American original.
Mothers have learned from countless doctors and pharmacists to take care of coughs with Robitussin. And they've taken this advice home. Robitussin, recommended by Dr. Mom. Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
Put on the plus.
Now, help prevent dry, chapped lips with new Chapstick Petroleum Jelly Plus. Plus aloe, plus lanolin, plus a special angled tip. New Chapstick Petroleum Jelly Plus.
Put on the plus.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. The clapper.
Let you turn things on or off from anywhere in the room. Just plug in the clapper and a television, lamp, stereo, almost anything you want to clap on and off.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. The clapper.
At Snyder, Redall, Woolworth, Snyder Brothers, and participating Ace, True Value, Eagle Drugs, and Hardware Hank.
Babe Winkleman, host of America's top-rated fishing show, now makes it easy for you to catch and keep every action-packed episode of Good Fishing with his brand-new Take 2 video series. Each of the 10 tapes contains encore presentations of 2 complete shows. The shows that have made Babe the source of fishing information for all anglers. Available at Lee's and St. Cloud, Holiday Plus stores, and Trails and Bass Pro.
Joe Schmidt is here, and he's got North Star good news.
I tell you what, it took Neil Broughton a while to get back, but it's a good thing he's back. 7 was the lucky number for the North Stars tonight. Center Neil Broughton has been out of the lineup for exactly 7 weeks, but number 7 was back tonight, and what a return. Broughton with the game winners. The Stars beat Toronto in overtime 7-5. Okay, it was 6-5, but 7 sounded better there. We'll pick it up in the first period. The Leaves were on the power play. It was more like a power outage as Brian Bellows scored for the North Stars. The Stars had 2 short-handed goals tonight. Second period now. Watch the pass coming up here by Brian Lawton. A perfect setup to Dino Cicerelli, and Cicerelli will pull the trigger. Right there's the pass. Cicerelli scores his 30th goal. That tied the game at 2 apiece. It was tied at 5 at the end of regulation, and that sets the stage for Broughton. Neil may not be 100%, but we'll take it. There's the game winner. The final, the Stars over Toronto by a score of 6-5. Elsewhere tonight, Winnipeg and St. Louis tied at 3. Philadelphia bombs the Islanders 9-4. Hartford by 1 over Boston, and Quebec is trailing Calgary 5-2 in the second. High school hockey tonight. Roseville.